Good afternoon and welcome back to the Appalachian Weekly News. Thank you for joining us this Friday, January 27th.
From the Beasley Media Complex in Boone, I'm Jalen Sturdivant.
And I'm Shannon Pendleton.
As we return to the show, we would like to welcome back all the students for the spring semester 2023. As the students return, we've noticed an influx to the economy in Boone.
However, even with the return of 20,000 students, it is just a little too late for some of the businesses in town. Over the winter break, a number of restaurants continue an unfortunate trend and close down for good.
Our correspondent, Noah Cornelius, has more about this story about one local business shutting down.
Boone is a bustling tourist town with snow-capped peaks and a very unique college football culture. And residents and tourists alike can try a variety of food from across the high country and beyond. But recently, Boone has run into a food service problem. Restaurants are shutting down fast. We've seen it with Sagebrush, with Willie Brooks Barbecue, Cafe Portofino, and now Booney's is the latest to join the list of restaurants shutting down over the past few years. I spoke to a couple of employees from Willie Brooks Barbecue to understand more about why restaurants are shutting down and how it's impacting lives like you and me.
It was a really fun job. Honestly, one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. Great people, great bosses. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was like a really hard hit. Like I said, being in a place where everyone feels like family, so when something like that closes down, you don't just lose a job, you lose so much of your life, and we spent so much time there and put so much time and energy into it, so it was really hard to see it close down so suddenly.
Whether it happens suddenly or it's planned, it is unfortunate to see a restaurant close its doors. Sagebrush closed down September 2021 and left a note on their door that remains there to this day. Cafe Portofino was perhaps the most heartbreaking closing of all for many App students. Now, Booney's is following suit. The reason?
It's so expensive to keep a restaurant open. Like, I would hear my old boss at Willie Brooks talking about how everything's just doubling in price.
I think it was a long time coming for a lot of places. Like Sarah said, you see prices of food going up, but just the town in general. It is not cheap to live here. It's not cheap to own a business here, and I think it's just really starting. I think, honestly, it's been coming since COVID.
So the next time you go to a restaurant in Boone, cherish it, because you never know when it'll close its doors for the final time. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Noah Cornelius.
While there has been a variety of restaurant closures, there has also been a numerous amount of new restaurants opening. Among the new restaurants in town are Vicious Biscuit on Blowing Rock Road, Everybody's Lunch Inn on Howard Street, and Homegrown off of Highway 105. So Shannon, have you been able to try any of these new restaurants?
Unfortunately, Jalen, I have not, but some of my friends have told me about Vicious Biscuit and have said it's really good, so I'm definitely going to have to make sure I check it out this weekend.
As winter is in full swing, so is the Student Skill Tournament for skiers here in the High Country. This head-to-head bracket-style tournament will see pros and newcomers alike competing. This event will take place from January 28th to 29th at App Ski Mountain. If you're looking for something to do in the evening, be sure to check out Local Night at App Theater. On select Thursday evenings in January, February, and March, catch local artists and local student groups live on stage. The prices are $10 for adults and $7 for students.
We are in the middle of the winter season, and for 25 years, Blowing Rock has celebrated with this special festival. Our reporter Josh Hentfield covered it all.
It's about that time of year in the High Country. The 25th annual Blowing Rock Winterfest has started. I talked to a director at the Chamber of Commerce to see what's going on.
Hi, my name's Kathy Barker, and I'm the Member Engagement Director here at the Blowing Rock Chamber of Commerce. Just to highlight several of the main events that will take place under that Winterfest umbrella will be Winter Feast that will be held tonight at the Green Park Inn, and that's actually a sold-out event tonight. We have 2 seatings, so that really bookends the beginning of our Winterfest event. Saturday will be the big day here, in that we started with our Polar Bear Plunge sponsored by the Blowing Rock Attraction, and that brings out hundreds of willing jumpers who plunge right into Chatola Lake in those frigid waters, which are usually rimmed with ice and snow, and they belly flop, they dive, they jump, and it's so crazy. The costumes are so outrageous and creative and fun. And it truly is a spectator event. So we're so excited about that. Then we have Mountain Alliance that's here at the American Legion, who is conducting a raffle and silent auction, and they raise so much money every year and do such a great job with that.
Charity is a huge part of the event here at the Blowing Rock Winterfest. Here I am at Chitola Lake and Chitola Resort, where most of the events are going to take place. But don't forget most of the other events that are happening throughout the weekend. My name is Joshua Hemphill, and this is Appalachian Weekly News.
If you've been driving around Boone recently, I'm sure that you've seen Girl Scouts selling their cookies in numerous locations. Some locations that they will be at will be Lowe's Home Improvement, Lowe's Food, Walmart, Harris Teeter, and the Mass General Store. To find out where the Scouts will be each day, you can go to the website girlscouts.org and use the tool Cookie Finder. The Girl Scout cookie program will last until March 5th, so make sure you stock up on all those delicious cookies.
The Winter Club Expo is an annual event that occurs right after winter break here at Appalachian State. Student organizations, ASU departments, and CEL community partners come together to showcase numerous ways you can get involved. Over 150 of our 300 clubs were represented this week at the Expo, hoping to recruit new members. For more information about all of the clubs here on campus, you can go to engage.appstate.edu.
On January 13th and 20th, Chancellor Sherry Everett sent out an email to students with new details about the App State Hickory campus. The campus is set to open this August and will have more than 100 undergraduate majors available for students. There will also be on-site first-year and transfer student support and assistance including admissions, advising, career services, financial aid, and tutoring. You can get more information about the campus and apply online at appstate.edu/hickory.
Over the past 2 years, filmmaker and visual artist Tom Hansel has collaborated with local river protectors in salvaging river trash. With the trash that's recovered, he creates works of art. The film and sculptural works are currently displayed alongside images documenting microplastic pollution in local waterways in the Blowing Rock Art and History Museum's Alexander Community Gallery. The exhibit runs through February 4th, and entry to the event is free.
Jalen, have you heard about how amazing our wrestling team has done this season?
I know, it's so crazy. They had such a crazy win just now. Let's go to our sports anchor, Jetson Maid, to hear more.
Thanks, Jalen. The Appalachian State wrestling team extended their winning streak to 3 after defeating the Duke Blue Devils at home on Tuesday. The 19th-ranked Mountaineers continued their tear, winning the first 9 matches in their 42-3 victory. Caleb Smith started the night off with a forceful takedown just 10 seconds into the match before later scoring a pin against his opponent. This duel against Duke marks the 10th victory over a Power 5 program in John Mark Bentley's head coaching career at App State. It also marks the last non-conference duel for the Mountaineers this season. The team will now focus on their next duel at home against Chattanooga on February 5th. On Thursday, Emily Dinsmore was introduced as the new head coach of the women's field hockey team at Appalachian State. Dinsmore has served as an assistant coach for the club since 2017 and interim coach for the 2022-2023 season. After taking over last season, Dinsmore led the team to its first ever MAC championship appearance, coming off a 10-game win streak to end the season. When asked about her vision for the program, here's what Dinsmore had to say.
Vision is where you are going, and mission is what you are doing. Our vision is to win MAC championships and to compete in the NCAA tournament. That is where we are going, and it is not 3-5 years down the road. This is what we want to accomplish next year and the year after. Our mission is to create a student-athlete-centered environment that is challenging yet encouraging to enable student-athletes the ability to grow and develop as a player and a person.
On Thursday, the Carolina Panthers kicked off the 2023 NFL offseason by being the first team in the league to hire a new head coach. It was not a popular decision with a lot of Carolinians and all Appalachian State fans. The team announced Frank Reich as the new head coach of the organization, leaving one of the other finalists, an App State alum, Steve Wilkes, hanging out to dry. After serving as interim head coach last season for the Panthers, Wilkes stepped into a rough situation and posted a 6-6 record to finish the season while nearly winning the NFC South Division in Week 18. Wilkes had the support of many in the locker room after the organization completely turned it around and had a competitive second half of the season. Only time will tell if this controversial move from the Panthers will pay off. During last week's divisional round of the NFL playoffs, 2 former Mountaineer football players faced off against one another. linebacker Akeem Davis-Gaither of the Cincinnati Bengals, and punter Sam Martin of the Buffalo Bills. Davis-Gaither and the Bengals were able to take care of business on the road, defeating the Bills with a final score of 27-10 and advancing to the AFC Championship game. This weekend, Davis-Gaither will be the only Mountaineer remaining in the NFL playoffs as the Bengals prepare to take on the Chiefs in Kansas City, a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game in which the Bengals were able to prevail and head to the Super Bowl. We wish Akeem Davis-Gaither the best of luck as he and his team look to repeat the success of last year this Sunday at 6:30. That concludes our weekly sports report. Back to you, Jalen and Shannon.
Thanks, Judson. That's our report for this week. I'm Shannon Pendleton.
Thank you from all of us for watching the Appalachian Weekly News. We will see you next time. I'm Jalen Sturdivant.